Naele sent me a beer, but I didn't read it. But she's also a relatively new, but amazingly promising member, which I also personally love a lot. And I'm sure she's going to give a very good speech. So I know the theme, but I'm not going to spoil it for you. Here's Naele Zarindast.
Who here like airplanes? I personally love them because I was a flight attendant back in Malaysia for almost 2 years. On March 2014, one night, I had a flight going from Kuala Lumpur Airport to Hangzhou, China. The airplane was Airbus 330. We had 8 crew members, a pilot, a co-pilot, and over 300 passengers on board. I was in charge of rear galley. Airbus 330 has 3 doors. I was at the one in the back. It was a very nice, safe flight. I was standing in my station, and in there with me, our cabin chef, Shirley, was there with me actually. Shirley was not really a pleasant person, I can say. In fact, that night she was even more moody to me. So whatever she was telling me, I would have said, yes, ma'am. But in my mind, I was saying that, who do you think you are to speak to me like that? But she was my boss, so. We were cruising. In the flight, we have takeoff, cruise, and landing. It was a nice cruise, but suddenly, aircraft went like this. So for 15 seconds, we were actually falling. I was standing, so I was flop. I hit the ground. I tried to grab the nearest seat, and I fastened my seatbelt. Again, the same thing happened. For almost 10 to 15 seconds, we were falling. As a crew member, I knew this wasn't only a bad turbulence. We were actually crashing. So all these thoughts came to my mind. Now I'm going to die. Who's going to bring the news to my family? What would happen to them? What would they react? Everyone was screaming. We didn't hear anything from the captain yet. But the worst part is that the cabin chef, Shirley, she was screaming, she was shocked, and she was screaming very loudly, and she wasn't doing anything. In case of emergency in airplanes, the pilot will give the command to the cabin chef, and cabin chef will give us the command. But she was screaming, and she was shocked, so I decided to do something. I slapped Shirley on the face to bring her back. Not that I don't like her, but I told her, Shirley, we're going to be fine. Just fasten your seatbelt. I will go and check on the passengers. I went in the cabin. I tried to comfort everyone. They were so happy to see a crew member. Eventually, we landed that night. As you can see me standing here in one piece. And later on, our captain briefed us about what happened. Our captain, she was a Chinese woman, and she told us that basically 2 aircraft were hitting each other. The China's air traffic controller had given a same coordinates of flight to 2 aircraft. So she tried to decrease the level of flying and cause the part. And actually, she saved a lot of people from a very bad tragedy that night. In the whole journey, I tried to remain calm and just not to panic and take care of the passengers. But the moment I reached my home in Kuala Lumpur, I went crazy. I screamed and cried for the whole day. Shortly after that incident, Shirley resigned. I believe it was too much to take for her. Also, only 2 weeks before our incident, the tragedy of Boeing 777 had happened with 272 passengers and 10 crew. The one that was flying to China and got disappeared in the air. I think we all remember it. One of the crew members of that flight was Shirley's relative. So she couldn't take it and she resigned. To be honest, I also decided, I was thinking of resigning because on that time we were all having the news from all the crashes in the Malaysia especially. And, but I decided to not only not resign, but also appreciate the gift of life much more. And I was flying for 1 more year with the same airline. And on that year, amazing thing had happened to me. The things that totally changed the path of my life and put me in the path that I am today. So I believe that anything can happen in the life, but if we just appreciate the gift of life with all the circumstances that we have in the life in return, we can be so generous to us. Thank you.